Alright. My fellow Americans, I come to you today to admit one fact and one fact only. I farted. Anyway, getting back to the task at hand. Yes, like so many of the other shows that the Monster from Hell did not mention, there was the Incredible Hulk 90s animated series. There was a concept. There's an actual trailer on YouTube for a concept of a 90s Captain America series. There was the X-Men series. There was, of course, Earth's United They Stand. All that stuff. And with Spectacular Spider-Man and all these others, it seems like Marvel goes bankrupt or they have trouble with companies and doing their shows, which to me makes no utter sense. And we haven't heard anything on Iron Man Armored Adventures, so I might as well just count that as cancelled. It seems like all of Marvel's good shows that are very popular or are very interesting always get cancelled. And I can't figure out why. Like, if anything, Marvel is turning out to be just as corrupt as Bobby Kotick of Activision. You know, always greedy, always got to get more and more money. Okay, Marvel was built by the fans. And I think the first order of business with Marvel, number one, get Joe Quesada out of there, because it seems like Quesada's like, oh, this is boring. Stamp. Stamp. It's like Spectacular Spider-Man cancellation, they don't even tell him. Stamp. What the So with Earth's Mightiest Heroes, I shared the same thing that you do, Monster from Hell. More than likely it'll be cancelled, which I will riot in the streets for. Because it makes no sense. I mean, this is what Avengers should have been. And I definitely agree with the fact of how are they going to introduce other characters. Well, they've made a reference to Reed Richards. We already know that Doctor Doom is going to be one of the villains that they face, so more than likely we'll see the Fantastic Four. Because when you think Doctor Doom, you think the Fantastic Four. It's just like apple and pie. You can't just know. But how are they definitely and definitely one side thing to a lot of you people who have been asking, well, who's going to be in there, who isn't? We've seen Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. We've seen the Howling Commandos. We are actually, we've seen Bucky. We've seen Balder and the Warriors 3 and Heimdall and all these other characters. I think some of the more interesting ones will be probably later on in the first season. I mean, we'll see characters like Captain Marvel. We'll see Mockingbird. We'll see Wolverine. Wolverine's actually slated to make a cameo appearance. We've got all these different characters, like support characters that are going to show up. But what's really as intriguing is the villains, too. They've got pretty much a who's who of every Marvel villain that you can think of. Ultron, Radioactive Man, Absorbing Man, the Leader, Abomination, Baron Zemo, Hydra, Baron Strucker, AIM, frickin' MODOK. They've got virtually every villain that you can think of in the Marvel Universe. Every major villain is in this show. And that's awesome. And I love the fact that they make Thor the comic relief of sorts in the show. I mean, he's got probably some of the funniest lines. In the first episode when they face Graviton, the first hour-long appearance, when he first sees the Hulk, he goes, I did not know there were ogres on Midgard. Or even when they do the Everything is Wonderful episode where they introduce Wonder Man, you see MODOK, who takes up probably half your TV screen. And I love Thor, he looks at Wasp and he goes, that be a big gigantic head. But the best part that has me laughing, and it's so juvenile, but it's just, even for Thor it's funny. He goes, it's like a frost giant's head on an infant's body. These are things that, it's very childishly lighthearted, but yet the ingeniousness of it is that it's almost like a Stan Lee Jack Kirby comic come to life, but yet there's so many other materials that they pull from. They pull from the classic Avengers comics, they pull from the Ultimates, which is Ultimate Marvel's version of the Avengers. They pull from the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is like, you know, the live-action Iron Man movies and stuff. And that's great. I love that. I love the fact that it's like a melting pot of different sources that they can use in the show. Who do I think they would probably introduce, though, Monster? That's a good question. They could probably show Heroes for Hire Inc. or show Power Man and Iron Fist. That would be pretty cool. They could show an episode where Spider-Man ends up helping the Avengers or something. But I will tell you right now, the first time I saw the episode, the Saturday morning anime style, art style, didn't quite... It was okay. It was a bit flashy and over the top and corny. But when I saw that final battle in the hour-long premiere episode, where they fought Graviton, that was a comic book battle that defied words. And it seems every battle after that, or every fight, has always been bigger and much more epic. The latest one with the Panther's Quest episode, which was the latest one, Black Panther fighting Man-Ape and Captain America fighting those two Wakandan female warriors, and seeing like Ant-Man, Wasp, and Iron Man fight Claw was pretty awesome in its own right. I mean, this is shaping up to be a show that may end up being like the 90s animated Spider-Man cartoon. It may be long running. And quick note to those of you who are wondering about that hour-long Gamma World episode, it's not going to be shown on Wednesday. It's going to be shown, I would guesstimate, from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It's going to be an hour-long thing, and it's going to be on Friday. I remember them saying Friday, but check your local listings just to be sure. But, no, I'm excited. Because they show Hawkeye, and it's like, okay, the Hulk may come back on the team, and so will Hawkeye. And Hawkeye may be recruited. It's just, there's so much to talk about this show, and so much that I can say, but yet, the Monster from Hell hit all the main points, and I'm going to hit the main points. This show is awesome. This is the kind of Marvel show that a lot of, not only adults, but children have been waiting for. Because it's not completely over hyper violent. It's got that right blend of cartoon violence and like comic booky type dialogue and action stuff. And I really hope that doesn't get canceled. I'm sad to see Batman Brave and the Bold go, because that's like the equivalent of Earth's Mightiest Heroes for at least for Batman and DC. But all good things must come to an end, though some of it is a little too early. But whatever. Anyway, guys, I just thought I'd do a quick video response and kind of put my 2 cents in on this and maybe give a few suggestions and everything. So,